Conclusion inevitable.
It was a jump to conclusions, Matt.
My conclusion was that this idea was not a practical deterrent.
My only conclusion can be that it was a Sith Lord.
In conclusion.
Hello there, folks. Welcome back to In Conclusion, the only movie podcast that will win by doing an illegal move in our final moments. I am Dan O'Keefe, and joining me as always is Anna Otto. Anna, are you proud of the fact that I didn't make a topical political reference to start the show?
I'm really proud of
the
you.
Movie?
I'm proud of you. Yes, for multiple reasons. Number one being, if I get one more political text, Dan, I think that might be it. I have replied, stop texting so many times. I don't care what your affiliation is. I don't care if I agree with you or not. Stop. Lose my dang number. Okay? I haven't been this popular since I was a single woman junior year of college. And even then, I was not very popular. So this is pretty rough. This is rough. I don't want this fame. How about you, Dan?
I am upset that I'm not getting more political text messages.
Take my phone number.
I mean, it is a byproduct of me living in California and not living in Wisconsin anymore.
Yuck.
That would change it. I do think that my chances of being selected as a vice presidential nominee have Greatly gone down, considering that I live in California. If I was still in Wisconsin and the type of candidate they're looking for is the straightest, whitest, Midwesternest candidate possible.
They found me.
Nice to meet you. I have milk ready.
Ew, okay. I don't like milk enough. I couldn't do it. I'd have to be removed from the ballot. They'd see the way I eat and how I mostly live off of liquid IV, water with a ton of lemon juice in it, and unsweetened iced tea, and they'd say gross and throw me to the curb.
Okay, there's a guy that I keep seeing on TikTok who is creating and eating various politicians' favorite foods.
Oh, I've seen him too. I love those kinds of things. Yeah.
They're all so gross.
I know. I think when we are looked at with a microscope, no matter who you are, eating habits are crazy. I know that if somebody had to do that for me, the day would look like this. Smoothie that I made at home. Okay, sounds good. We got our fruits and vegetables, fresh fruit, frozen fruit, whatever. Immediately followed by goldfish. And an iced coffee. That's good for the gut.
Right.
So what would your morning look like if they were making your meal?
I mean, I normally make myself coffee, make myself a latte because I'm a coastal elite.
Well, I have an iced coffee, but it's just like home-brewed coffee and a little bit of International Delight creamer. It's not.
I do this as a conduit for milk and caramel sauce.
That's fair. Are you one of those girlies that puts an inch of caramel on the bottom and then puts a drop of coffee in? Okay.
Oh my gosh. More TikTok videos that I see. Those Dunkin' Donuts drink creation videos where there's 2 inches of coffee in a 36-ounce cup.
Yes, those things would have me shaking from the sugar, not from the coffee.
Yeah. What else? My morning, and then about 2 hours later, I either have 2 pieces of toast, 1 avocado, 1 butter, or
I'm pulling
everything bagel with cream cheese.
Oh, period. Dan, wait. I eat like that sometimes too when I'm not being lazy.
Yeah, I work from home, so I have I can do that.
Yeah, if I worked from home, I probably would eat more toast. We don't own a toaster though.
Well, that kind of precludes you.
But
unless
I
you
like
a stovetop toast.
I would do that honestly. I don't know, but I love an avocado toast. Is what I'm getting at, especially ones from Collectivo. Shout out, they're really good.
This week's episode is sponsored by Collectivo, the only place where I have accidentally seen my therapist in person.
Brutal.
That's some background info that we talked about before the episode started that I'll never share.
No.
I've probably shared it on a previous episode. Go back and listen.
Probably.
It's in our unreleased Mank episode.
What?
What, you don't remember recording a 4-hour-long Mank?
Oh, I
discussion?
remember. I was definitely locked in for that one. No, Dan.
Yeah, you were locked in.
Locked and loaded.
Locked in your chair and unable to leave until we finished.
Yes. Duct taped to my chair.
It was the only episode we recorded in person and held at gunpoint.
Loved it. Love it.
Anyway, the movie that we're talking about today is The Karate Kid.
Oh, I love it. I haven't seen this movie in so long.
Me either. I watched it probably for the first time in a decade last night, and just shocked at how good it is.
It is, and Gage doesn't care for it very much. So he just
Does he
split
think
it
it
into two
insists
sessions.
on itself?
I don't know. He was a black belt in some South
Oh.
Korean martial art. I can't remember what it was called because I only know Taekwondo.
I don't want to
And
start throwing them out.
karate,
That'll
I
just
think?
end up being racist.
I'm just saying those are the only two that I am aware of. There's I'm sure 100 more, but he
Yeah.
did some martial art, and he's like, "This is what competitions were." I was like, "I don't give a flying f.
It's a movie.
This is a piece of art." Okay,
Does he watch movies set in high schools and are like, "That's not what high school's like"?
That's not what a high schooler looks like. Me every single time I see any high school show. No, he just was being a salty pants. That's just he just didn't care for it. Not his favorite movie. But I, on the other hand, loved it. I think this is one of the movies that kind of started my fascination and obsession with 80s films. My mom was like, I never seen it. I was like, then how come I love it? So
The Karate Kid, directed by John G. Avildsen, Academy Award-winning director John G. Avildsen.
I would like to make one more shout out.
Okay.
My coworker who listens to us, she loves this movie. She was a child of the 80s, and she had a big old crush on Ralph Macchio back in the day.
I get
And
it.
I wanted to shout her out and say, "Hey, girl."
Do you know what movie he won Best Director for?
I never heard of
came
this
out-
man in my life.
It's it's a similar sports movie.
Air Bud.
No.
Oh.
Hard wrong.
Similar sports movie. My brain
About-
is saying Fight Club, and I know that's not a sports movie,
That
but
also
there's
came out-
fighting.
Fight Club came out 15 years after. He won the Best Director before directing The Karate Kid.
Oh, okay. It was a sports movie. Was it a fighting movie?
Yes.
Rocky.
Yes.
Really?
Yes, from the director of Rocky.
Mm-hmm. Nailed
Good
it.
job.
Thank you.
Written by Robert Mark Kamen. I assume Ryder
Kamen the
is then
rapper?
in parentheses. No,
Oh.
Kamen. Not
Oh, dang it.
Kamen the rapper and star of Terminator Salvation.
I had to ask. He does film.
Yeah, that's the only movie that I think I've seen him in, though.
I think he's done other stuff.
He narrated a commercial that I saw 8 million times, and I was like, why is Kamen here?
I just remembered that he presented an award for Hamilton, and they introduced him as writer, producer, star, whatever, Common. And I was like, okay, period. Oh, he's in John Wick. He's in Selma, or maybe he just did the music.
He
for
has a
Selma.
song from Selma.
That
He won an
song is
Oscar
it
for that.
Glory?
Yeah.
That song is banging. He was in Smallfoot with Zendaya. Niall Horan did a song for that one.
How could we
Okay.
forget? Robert Mark Kamen later wrote Taken, the Liam Neeson movie, and a bunch of other movies. Produced by Jerry Weintraub, who produced 8 billion movies,
All right.
including our previously covered Ocean's 11. Anna's favorite movie.
Yeah.
Starring Ralph Macchio, Pat Morita, Elizabeth Shue, William Zabka, Billy Zabka, as he is referred to in How I Met Your Mother. And that's basically it. And Chad McQueen as Dutch. Just a fun sentence to say.
That is a weird sentence to hear.
Steve McQueen's son, Chad. Released on June 22nd, 1984, 40 years ago, With a budget of $8 million, it made $130.8 million at the box office.
Because it's a good-ass movie.
On
And
Rotten
all the little
Tomatoes,
teeny boppers were pulling up to the theater to see Ralph.
Mm-hmm.
All the girlies in town.
89% approval rating.
Yeah.
Utterly
higher.
predictable and wholly of its time, but warm, sincere, and difficult to resist, due in large part to Marita's and Machio's relaxed chemistry.
It is of its time, but not in a bad way. I mean,
No.
like, there's a few things that I was like, ooh, that wouldn't fly today. But you know what? That's how it is with any movie of the past. I'm going to let it slide.
Right?
It's a classic. It's such a classic. I mean, you have to... It paved the way for so many other movies, I feel like. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, am I crazy?
I mean, it feels like it kicked off the 80s, or I don't know if it paved the way specifically, but it was in the first wave of the 80s high school underdog movies.
Well, and it's an iconic movie, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it just is the quintessential sports film. The underdog taking the lead, this kid who has to move, his unlikely friendship with an older neighbor, you know, the whole coming of age story. And Mr. Miyagi's an iconic character too. I mean,
Yes.
everybody knows him. Everybody knows the wax on, wax off. So
There is one Oscar nomination from this film, and it is for Pat Morita for
it should
playing
be.
Mr. Miyagi.
Mm-hmm.
He did not win.
That's upsetting. Who won?
Hying S., I don't know how to pronounce his last name, Ngor, for The Killing Fields.
I don't even know that film.
It is a really good movie. It's about the Khmer Rouge and the Cambodian genocide.
Oh, that sounds hard-hitting. Okay.
He was he was a actual survivor of the Cambodian genocide.
Oh, man, now I gotta say, yeah, good job. You deserved it.
He crawled to safety in a Red Cross refugee camp in Thailand.
Holy crap.
He was a physician, and then he moved to Los Angeles. And then
Oop, I hit my nose.
he was cast as a Cambodian journalist in The Killing Fields.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay, Slay. He might have deserved that.
So, good for him.
Good for him. But anyway, Mr. Miyagi, iconic character. We all love him. And if you don't love Mr. Miyagi, you're wrong. So,
Correct. Do you know what television show Pat Morita was best known for before playing Mr. Miyagi?
can I have a hint?
It's
My heart is saying MASH. I don't know why. He's not on MASH.
No, it is like a MeTV show, though. Like a show that would be on MeTV.
Okay. Well, I assumed as much. I mean, the 80s.
But it was popular enough to be remembered.
No, I can't picture him in any other movie. Show.
I'll give you a hint. He was a diner owner.
Wait, is it Happy Days?
Yes, he was. He was the owner
I
of
didn't
the
know that was
diner.
him.
Yeah, he was Arnold.
Oh my god, I love that. I had no idea. I guess I haven't watched Happy Days recently. You know,
Sunday, Monday.
unlike some people.
I was watching it literally Sunday.
Monday?
Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. The weekend comes, my cycle hums. Ready to leave with you? I don't remember how it
I
goes.
have no idea.
So yes, you're right. I
Wow,
did recently watch Happy Days.
That doesn't surprise me. I feel like maybe I should have since I live in Wisconsin, but, you know. I did watch Laverne and Shirley today, so I'll take my wins
Okay.
where I can get them.
That counts.
I did my Wisconsin duties.
Yeah, everybody, it like how you have to pledge allegiance in school, and then normally in Wisconsin schools you follow that up with an episode of Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, or that 70s show if you're in high school or later.
Usually mine is that 70s show. We cast down our eyes when Hyde comes on the screen, though. Don't worry.
Yes. I watched a movie recently that Danny Masterson was in, and he played like a villainous character, and I was like, ooh, metatext.
I was so sad because I was down bad for Danny Masterson when I watched it for the first time. And then all this came out, and I was like, this is a nightmare. Strike him from the record. Strike him from the record.
Take him away. Bake him away, toys.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Let's rock and let's roll.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move from Newark to Los Angeles.
They made that look like that was an overnight journey.
They made that look like it was a 14-year-long journey.
Really?
That opening sequence took forever.
I guess. For me, it felt like 2 minutes. I was like, oh, okay, that was a fast drive. How fast was Lucille on the pedal there?
They did...
sorry. I was just going to say, as a child, I probably would have loved Ralph Macchio, but as an adult, Lucille is my queen.
Right.
I love her. She's a wonderful mother, doing her best. A single mom who works 2 jobs. Loves her kids and never stops.
Never stops. The actress who played Lucille was only 14 years older than Ralph Macchio.
Oh, schnikes. Well, I guess that's kind of like how I've played, kids' mom. She's probably... Oh my God, she could have been like me with the kids at the theater. I have played their moms before, but like now I'm shook because... How old is she? Like 29?
Was she?
Yeah, how old was she? How old was he? I assume he was like 13, 14.
No, he was 22.
Shut up!
Yeah.
He was not.
He was 22. He was born in 1961. This movie came out in 1984. It was filmed in 1983. He was 22 years old.
You're kidding. He looked prepubescent to me.
I know.
Oh, that's brutal. Oh, that's so rough. Ralph,
at first,
if you can hear me, as someone else who also looked prepubescent at like 20. I get it, homeboy. I get it. It's hard.
At first, when I was watching this, I was making a joke about how... Because I knew that Elizabeth Shue was older than her character was supposed to be. She was 20 when... She was 20 when they filmed the movie.
I guess I looked that young when I was 20, huh?
But I was like, ooh, age gap. And then I looked it up. I was like, oh, he's older? What? What's happening?
That's crazy. I really thought he was a youth. Oh, I'm literally flabbergasted because I literally was like, oh, I can see why the teens would like him. I, being an adult, would not say he's hot, though. Mm-hmm. And now I'm like, oh, and he was an adult too? That's brutal. That makes so much sense. It's the classic adult playing a teenager, and all the real-life teenage girls are going to fawn over you. Oh, my God. Ralph, homeboy, I get it.
He's just oozing machismo.
He is oozing 18-year-old,
He's oozing 14-year-old.
He literally was giving child. It was giving underage. I don't think I looked that young.
The aforementioned Ralph Macchio is Daniel LaRusso. His mother, he and his mother Lucille are moving across the country from Newark, New Jersey to Los Angeles, California. They're not moving to the glitzy and glamorous Los Angeles that you think about. No, they're moving to Reseda. Good, hard-working folk. Middle of the valley.
There's nothing wrong with working class.
No, there's not.
At Allie's parents, who sucked butt.
So they get to Los Angeles. It's a different world. He's a fish out of water. He doesn't know what to do here. He just doesn't fit in. But he gets invited to a beach party with his neighbor who is in the movie briefly at the beginning, then disappears once.
I thought about that. I was like, hello? Where is he the rest of the time? But okay, I guess.
So they go to a beach party in Malibu. So I was keeping track of the geography that was going on throughout the film because Reseda, like I said, heart of the valley.
Yes, which you
for
would
reference.
Know. I don't.
Yes. Right now, if I wanted to go to Reseda at the time that we are recording this, from West Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
It would take me, by car, 54 minutes.
Yuck.
I live 15 miles away from there.
Yuck! Oh, God, Dan. I'm glad that you're happy out there. Every word you say about travel in California makes me sick to my stomach. I went 17 miles away to pick up a backdrop for my wedding. Do you know how long it took me to get there?
17 minutes?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, as I was watching this, basically the entire time, I was like, they're not showing us how long they're in the car for. And this will come up later. But they were in Malibu. So I assume that they drove 75 minutes to get to the beach.
Yuck. Oh, God. I would get car sick on every trip. I can't do that stop and go.
Yeah. So at the beach, Daniel and Allie Mills, Allie with an I, they hit it off. They're interested in each other. Allie is a woman without internal thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, that's the 80s.
She only thinks with her crotch, and her crotch is magnetically directed towards Daniel LaRusso.
So is he supposed to be a senior too then?
He's 17 years old, so I think they're all supposed to be seniors.
I thought he was a freshman.
I thought that too.
I'm fighting for my life. I thought this boy was 14. I said, look at that sweet little baby angel. He is just a little baby peanut. That's a grown man. He's 22. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm shook.
The only person who was even high school age when they filmed it was Billy Zabka, who was 18 when they filmed.
Damn.
He turned 18 right as they were filming it.
That's so crazy to me.
So Allie, high school cheerleader, blonde, popular girl, 80s, cute.
Beautiful hair.
A whole deal. Like, stereotype of the 80s movie girlfriend.
Absolutely. She's cute. I liked her style.
Mm-hmm. What did you think about her gym outfit?
I thought that was sickening that they would make those kids wear that, but at the same time, she made it a fit. She's the only one who styled it, though. The rest of them just wore as is, which I would have done.
Potato sacks.
Let's be so very honest. I never would have had the style or intuition. Like, it took me till my junior year to get a damn side part. Like, let's be so for real.
And then,
I could never.
A mere 4 years later, middle parts were back in.
If I am ever caught with a middle part, it was against my will. Okay? You can pry my middle part from my side part from my cold, dead hands.
Oh, you almost got caught.
No, I look
Almost
so
slipping.
dirty with a middle part. Like, I look like an unwashed, gross. I can't describe. My hair just has no body. It just lays flat on my face, okay?
Do you know what I look like when I have a middle part?
Bulby? Because that's what Gage looks like.
Yeah, Bulby or Dwight.
Yep. Those are the only two. The slap, 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 clap, clap, clap. Identity theft is not a joke. Those are the only two moods.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, Allie's ex-boyfriend, motorbike riding, blonde-haired, appears to be 19 feet tall in comparison to everybody else in this movie, is Johnny Lawrence, her ex-boyfriend.
Johnny, I hate your ass. You know that Kendrick Lamar song that's been playing, the Drake diss track? I hate the way that you talk, the way that you look. That was me when he came on screen. I was so mad.
He showed up on screen for me, and I was like, he's so cool.
No.
He's everything I aspired
so
to be in high school. Except for the bullying parts. Are you kidding me? That hair. That dirt bike.
The car was cool.
The car was cool.
I'll give the devil his due on that.
He is the devil. Actually, he's the
my
devil's
butt.
apprentice, because we see later in the movie that his karate coach, teacher, whatever, is a murderous psychopath.
I was so scared of him. I was scared of his ass, too. Woo!
So, Johnny Lawrence, he is a black belt karate student, top student at the Cobra Kai dojo, where aggressive karate is taught, not just regular karate.
This is karate for mean people.
Yeah, this is karate to kill by.
But this is the kind of karate that I am scared of. Not the kind where I'm like, oh, cool, they're breaking like wood panels in the 4th of July parade. No, this is murder. This is, I'm gonna kill you and your family. Like, this is scary.
This is to make an absurd comparison. When people are like saying communism is bad, and they bring up the Soviet Union or China, and then people are like, well, that's not real communism. That's what I feel like if somebody's like, karate's bad, and then they bring up Cobra Kai, and they're like, well, that's not real karate. That doesn't really work out because it isn't real karate. No, it's murder karate.
Yeah. I can't wait to watch the TV show, though.
Have you not watched any of it?
No, because I'm not really a sport TV show girly, but this reignited a fire in me. We'll get to it when we talk about like the final scene, but I was screaming as though I were at an actual like my child's karate tournament.
I watched like one episode of it when it came out. I remembered it was good. I just haven't followed through. I'm bad at that.
We have a lot of TV shows because I get bored, and then I'm like, and Gage is like, can I just finish this without you? And I'm like, yeah. And then he starts something new. I'm like, wait, I'm interested. And then it's a cyclical thing, you know. This is the rest of our lives.
Yeah. For the rest of mine and Anna's lives, I get to be a continuous disappointment in how bad I am at watching shows and how good she is at watching shows.
Damn. That's literally how it is in our house. Gage is Anna, I'm you.
I can only do like one episode at a time.
Yes, we are an episode behind on House of the Dragon now, but we were 2 episodes behind, and we finished one. And Gage goes, "You want to watch another one?" I was like, "I can't do it. These are long episodes.
Too gluttonous.
My little brain can't handle more than one episode."
So Johnny's got a gang of other Hitler youths that he brings around.
Why are they all blonde? Like,
they're all blonde, blue-eyed Ubermensches.
I'm scared of them. They're all 7 feet tall.
Their names are Bobby Brown, Tommy, Jimmy, and Dutch.
Fucking Bobby Brown had me dead. I got things to say about Bobby's ass, okay? When we get to the fight scene,
you mean
damn wait.
The man without a spine?
I'm sorry, Danny. I didn't mean it, Dan. Bitch! I hate the way that you talk, the way that you look. Oh, I was so mad. I said, girl, you lying. I was mad.
They bully Daniel all the time. They bully him at school. They bully him out of school. They dirt bike around him. They...
Sorry, Lori. Shout out. Anyway, putting my mouth back on the microphone. That sounds so not menacing.
They dirt biked around him.
Oh my god. But it was. They hurt him. The part where he has to wear sunglasses and his mom's like, take your sunglasses off, Danny. And he's like, no. And she's like, Daniel, take your sunglasses off. And he does. And she's like, oh! He's like, it's nothing, Ma. This? I'm like, oh my god. Oh my god. I could just see. Here's the thing. I am afraid of children. Of having a child, I'm scared of selfishly what it would do to my body. But if I had a child, whether I adopted them, whether I gave birth to them, I don't care. That's the kind of mom I would be. Okay, overbearing, obsessed with my child in a fun way.
But she's not overbearing.
No, but she's like very protective.
She doesn't even show up to the karate tournament.
Yes, she does. She was applauding.
I don't remember seeing her there.
I swear she was there. I would be at the karate tournament, and if I saw a child had besmirched my kid's face, my son's beautiful eyes, there would be words. I'd be at the school, okay? I'd say, what are you going to do about this? Not with the child, with the child's parents.
There would only be words?
You're
not going to beat up a child?
I'm not going to beat up a child. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
I would say
you don't love your son or daughter.
Okay, I do love my child, my hypothetical child, my Jester. If somebody ever beat up Jester, the police would be on their way. Okay? I also know for a dang fact that I would be front row at the karate tournament. I would not know dang well what's going on, but I'd be trying. Thank you.
So, they bully him a lot on Halloween. They're dressed as skeleton boys,
and they're smoking drugs, doing weed,
consuming
the jazz
marijuana,
cabbage, devil's lettuce.
Do you know how sweaty Nancy Reagan got watching this movie?
Dear God.
This
Oh my God.
Footloose.
Who was it that wrote the book about protecting our kids? Was it
What?
There's a book. Oh fuck, what's it called? Some president's wife was like raising PG kids in an X-rated society. Let me see what it is.
Are you talking about Tipper Gore?
Yes, Tipper Gore's book. She probably had her pearls clutched when that weed came out.
Oh my gosh, right?
Oh my God.
Okay, but it's a villain doing it.
Yes, but cover your eyes. I know he's
when
the
a villain does
but
it, it's explicitly bad.
You're right.
Even
you're
though
right.
they look super cool while they're doing it. Do not do this cool
I don't
thing
know.
that
He
I'm
is
about to
dressed
do.
as a skeleton, so does that really make him cool? He's also sitting on a public toilet, taking hours to wrap one doobie. It's not
he took
cool. None of it.
45 minutes to roll one joint.
None of it's cool. Okay, I was in Teens Against Tobacco Use. I don't partake, but it's just not. It's not glamorous in this movie, quite like I feel like it might be in others.
Daniel does kind of. He doesn't deserve to get beat up as he does throughout the first half of this movie, but on Halloween, these skeleton boys, these skeleton boys are just living their ne'er-do-well lives. Daniel is dressed as a shower, curtain and all. Creative costume. I don't think I've seen that before or
Mr.
since.
Miyagi helped him come up with it. We haven't even mentioned Mr. Miyagi, and he's one of the most one of the most important characters.
I know. I'm just waiting until it gets to the introduction of the true character of Mr. Miyagi, which is
the
soon.
sad story.
No.
Oh, when he says
reveals
my name's
himself.
not Mr. Miyagi. Oh, wait.
Just let me get
Okay,
to it.
I'm here.
But all other points, Daniel does not deserve to get beat up for what he did. For unprompted wetting
I think
Johnny
that
Lawrence
Johnny
in
still
the
deserved
bathroom.
it. You know what? He wanted to have a little fun Halloween treat, smoke his little doobie. Not on my watch. Teens Against Tobacco Use, DARE prevention. Okay.
He does not deserve to get jumped 5-on-1 and chased out of the school, but there's some retribution is allowed there.
Let's put it this way: it was California in the '80s, and people did not. Weed wasn't legal then, so I feel like it was harder to come by, I guess.
Yeah, no one smoked in California in the 80s.
No one. Everyone there, clean as a whistle.
Yeah, everybody remembers that hardcore conservative Los Angeles in the 80s.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's what I think
That was the
of.
prevailing image of it.
That's my number one thought.
Venice Beach, paragon of fully clothed people.
Venice Beach is still kind of dirty, respectfully.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that's not a hot take. I'm just saying.
Venice Beach, it's fun. I enjoy it.
I went there as a teen and got kind of nervous.
I go there weekly and yell at tourists. I try to make them have a true California experience.
I love that. Thank you, Dan. Your service is noted.
Also, whenever I can tell there's a rental car behind me, I just drive like 20 miles slower.
Dan?
Blocking them from changing lanes.
I would murder you. That would
And
drive
then
me nuts.
If they pass me, I just wink.
I would pass away. I couldn't do it.
I've been shot multiple times.
Oh.
Shot a finger gun.
Period. Because they're loving you out there.
This bit is just working so well. I just need to dig deeper into this. This is really going
Dan.
somewhere.
Keep going.
So they chase Daniel to right outside of his apartment building. They go from the school, which I assume is close by to his apartment building, to the chain link fence right next door, and he is just getting smoked by the gang.
This
the
part
Cobra
made me
Kais,
sad for him.
Until
It stressed me out.
who appears, who jumps over the fence and comes to Daniel's defense. But
King.
the apartment maintenance man Mr. Miyagi.
Our king, Mr. Miyagi.
He takes
That's
out
my
all
boy.
5 boys
He's so iconic.
with like 2 moves.
Because he's iconic.
Yeah.
And he loves doing iconic shit.
How old, just to keep this train going, how old do you think Pat Morita was when they filmed this?
60.
51.
Oh, I was not so far off. I mean, I know there's a big difference between 50 and 60, but it was the whitish, grayish hair. Okay.
Yeah.
And
they
Mr.
made him
Miyagi-
look older, too.
Yeah. Mr. Miyagi has older energy.
His character had to explicitly be older than that because if he served in World War
II. Yeah.
he needed to be in 1984. If he was 18 when he served, he needed to have been born in 1927 at least,
Yeah.
which would have made him 58. Logical flaws in the Karate Kid.
I love putting realistic timelines on fake people.
So after he defeats the boys, Daniel asks for him to train him in karate so that he can protect himself. He can stand up to the encroachment of Hitler Youth.
I'm scared.
I'm sorry that I'm describing them correctly.
No, I don't even know what to say.
And he does not agree. He does agree to go with him to the Cobra Kai dojo to resolve the conflict. You know, fight with words. Don't fight with hands. At the Cobra Kai dojo, we are introduced to the devil.
The scariest man I've ever seen in my life. My nightmare, if I saw him in an alley, I would pepper spray him.
His name is John Kreese. He is the sensei of the Cobra Kai dojo. He is an ex-Special Forces Vietnam veteran.
I'm so scared of him.
So he's got PTSD and is insane.
Yeah. He's more than insane. He's taking his trauma out on literal children. Call the police. Shut the dojo down.
He teaches at this dojo no mercy.
Maybe some mercy. Isn't martial arts supposed to be like about
Honor?
You know, honor and like
hustle, loyalty, and respect?
No, what's the word I was looking for? Like control and discipline.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, he lacks that. He doesn't have control, discipline, honor, respect. Any of the things that I would associate with what they teach you at martial arts.
He does have a blinding rage and an endless supply of young boys, though.
Gross. Wow. That's like the opposite of what we tried to do at the theater. He's ruining the youths of America. You know? We're trying to teach them, and he's trying to make them horrible people.
Has anyone at your theater ever won the under-18 All-Valley Karate Championship?
I don't know what their other extracurriculars are off the top of my head.
Exactly.
You're right.
You're not
I'm
invested
so
in
sorry.
them. He's invested.
There's,
he is functionally their dad.
Gross. There's a dojo right by the gym I go to, but all those kids seem really little, so can't speak to that either.
Yeah. Why is everyone in karate under a 9?
I think because I don't know. I definitely have seen some older kids doing karate, though.
When
I
I'm
found out
peering
about
through
that.
the windows of karate classes late at
Ew,
night, I only ever
Dad.
see children.
I only ever see children going in besides, like, the senseis, right? Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at you using the terminology.
I'm trying. I don't know if it's even the right terminology, but I'm trying.
After dismissing the truce offered by Mr. Miyagi, he's like, hey, Daniel, come join this karate tournament. This is how you'll win. You'll have a temporary truce until the karate tournament. You're not going to get bullied or fought. And then, well, I will train you. And the Kreese is like, deal. Fine, do it.
All the kids and the master of the dojo laugh like this. You know what I mean? Like, that's definitely the energy they give off.
They all give off NES bad dudes villain.
Let's laugh at Daniel because he's poor. And
sorry, Daniel.
His
You
martial
don't live
arts,
in Encino.
and his martial arts teacher is, nice.
Come to this dojo. We're all white.
Scary.
That is everyone at Cobra Kai is very Caucasian.
They're all blonde. They are all blonde. Blonde.
That's not okay. I will say, and this does lead into the racial politics. The one non-white person at the dojo does get beaten up
I don't
in
think
the
I
one
realized
fight that we see at the dojo.
Hmm.
Or does he win?
I don't
And then the other
remember.
guy has to do the knuckle push-ups.
I don't remember, but the whole movie or the whole scene.
It's a
I was
blindingly
blacked out.
white dojo either way.
Everyone's blonde. My eyes are hurting from how bright the lights are reflecting off their hair.
So then Mr. Miyagi starts training Daniel. But it's
You're the
not
best.
regular karate training. You're going way too
I
soon.
know,
into that
but
song.
I wish that song had been over a training montage, not just over a battling montage, but it's fine.
Mm-hmm. We haven't mentioned the music yet. The music in this is just killer.
The music is slay.
The Cruel Summer plays in its entirety. Basically,
I
every
just-
song plays in its entirety, to be fair.
Yeah, it does. The music was hidden. Okay. It was hidden.
So he starts training, but it's just chores. Paint the fence. Sand the floor.
Fix my house.
Wax on, wax off.
Iconic.
Oh, have you heard that somewhere else?
No,
Do
never
people
actually.
quote that one?
Nobody's ever quoted that to me.
Me either.
Really?
No.
Oh, I was just say, I was like, hang on a second. You said it to believe it. You said it too believably. Okay.
The
I fell for
theater
it.
taught me acting.
I can act.
You do that too well.
Thank you. It's because I love to mock people that I think would laugh like that.
So while Daniel is doing this training, he's also going on dates with Allie, hanging
and
out.
they're having fun. They went mini golfing. I love mini golfing. Gage and I have never gone. I should make him go with me this summer. Okay. Anyway, sorry. The last time I went mini golfing was like in 2018.
You should go to Par King in Lincolnshire, Illinois.
Oh, that's probably
It's
right.
incredible.
Okay. Otherwise, I was just gonna go to one over here in Milwaukee, but what do I know? Nothing.
So the mini golf. This is the other traffic thing that I wanted to bring up.
Okay.
The mini golf place that they go to
It's
is
poppin'.
Golf and Stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Golf and Stuff is in Norwalk, California.
Okay, so it's still open.
Yes, it's still open.
Is the water slide still there?
The slides are not there. I watched this last night with Anna and Alex Langosh, who has been on the show before.
Oh, hi, Alex.
And he was talking about how he's been to Golf and Stuff. And how it's exactly the same except for the water slides.
Dang, I
but-
should still have the water slides.
Golf and Stuff is in Norwalk. Norwalk is 40 miles away from Reseda.
Oh, that's a long drive.
These
How far is it from Encino?
Encino and Reseda are like 2 miles away.
Okay. Oh, can I make a segue really quick?
Sure.
Do you know who else lives in Encino?
Encino Man?
Patrick
Brendan
the
Fraser?
Pirate.
Yes, he does. I remember that from SpongeBob.
Yeah, there's an entire song about it in the SpongeBob musical. Anyway, sorry, continue.
It's also very fun that they're that in this movie. It's that Encino is the fancy area, and
I know.
Reseda is the down to earth place.
I just think of Encino as Patchy the Pirate. That's all. I guess I just assumed it was a normal place, not a rich place.
It's if you're in the mountains, if you're in the hills, it's rich. But if you're in the hills anywhere in LA, it's rich.
Yeah.
If you're in the flat part of the valley, it's the same. Reseda and Encino are neighborhoods next to each other.
Okay.
Some other nearby neighborhoods include Van Nuys, Lake Balboa, and Tarzana. Can you guess what fictional character Tarzana is named after?
No idea.
That's right, Lydia Tarr.
Whoa. Crazy. Dan's dream neighborhood.
It's weird that they named it that in the 20s and Tar came out 2 years ago.
Dan's dream neighborhood.
Are you kidding me? I would love to live in Tarzana. Mm-hmm. There's the accent. So Daniel complains about how he's just doing chores, and then Mr. Miyagi attacks him.
Yes.
And he defends himself with muscle memory.
Iconic.
He was training this entire time.
Iconic. Slay, Mr. Miyagi.
And then Mr. Miyagi gets drunk, and Daniel finds out that he lost his wife and son in childbirth when they were at the Manzanar internment camp during World War II because they were forcibly moved there.
I did go on a rant about that to Gage, about not only the racism of internment camps, but also the lack of women's reproductive health knowledge and the fact that a lot of women of color still receive, like, it's just
subpar
there's
care.
racism, within
Yes.
the field, and lack of knowledge about how women's bodies work, etc., unfortunately.
Yes.
Sorry to get real for a second.
No. Get real.
Yeah, and I can't even imagine how horrific the care was in an internment camp, which was a horrible thing.
Yes, in the middle
But
of the desert.
Here we are. Yep.
Do you know how far it is from Reseda to Manzanar?
Oh my God, Dan. I don't know. Like an hour if you're
No,
walking?
it's like 5 hours away.
Okay.
Manzanar is north of Bakersfield, which everyone knows where that is.
Yep. I've been to California twice. When I come visit you one day, since I have no free time right now, give me the Karate Kid tour. Okay? We're going to drive everywhere.
We're going to be in the car
all day.
So long.
The whole trip is just us in the car.
Do we need to do each? After we watch the full series, do we have to do the full Karate Kid tour?
Just movie one. I think I'd get car sick if I was in the car for much longer.
Okay, fair.
Thank you.
Manzanar is close to Death Valley.
Okay. I'm familiar with Death Valley.
Just to give you a feeling of what the area is like.
Hot
And bothered.
and cold at night.
Yes. So Mr. Miyagi, he served in World War II for the U.S. In Europe, and he got a Medal of Honor. Good for him. Good man. He also sees a karate gi that Mr. Miyagi's wife sewed for
What is that?
Mr.
Is that
Miyagi.
the uniform?
Yeah.
Thank you. Like I said, I was just along for the ride. I don't know the terms.
They go and train at the beach, where Daniel gets wrecked by waves.
Absolutely iconic scene, though.
His tiny little child body cannot
Which is
withstand the
apparently
power of the
body
Pacific
a
Ocean.
22-year-old man. Crazy. I still am not over that. I really thought this man was 14 years old.
He then catches Mr. Miyagi practicing crane kicks on top of posts on the beach.
So iconic. So iconic, girl.
And Daniel's like, I want to do that. I want to be in a kick line.
Honestly, yes.
Uh,
Kids love a crane kick. Are you kidding me?
Oh,
I don't know
know.
what it is, but kids see somebody doing a crane kick and they eat that shit up.
They go wild for it.
I say that because our friend directed a kids show a couple of years, or no, that was earlier this year, and they gave a direction during a dance break to the kids to do a sport pose. And most of the kids did throwing a football, kicking a soccer ball. One kid did a crane kick. And
Incredible.
My friend said, okay, we'll let her cook. That's fine. She did her crane kick every night.
That's a lot.
Yeah, every night. Maybe she was in martial arts. I don't know.
Maybe. Or maybe she was just a big bird fan.
Yeah, that's always possible too. But kids go crazy, berserk over a crane kick.
So Mr. Miyagi is teaching Daniel all these life lessons throughout too. They go on other boats. They go on a boat in the middle of a lake in the middle of a golf course. Mm-hmm. Which when Daniel falls out of the water, you briefly realize that the water is 2 feet deep because he stands straight up in it.
So classic. Okay, we love filming on the soundstage.
And Daniel and Allie have some rough patches in their relationship. Well, that wasn't on a soundstage. That was at a country club.
Oh,
but it is
okay.
a 2 feet deep golf course lake.
Oh, okay. So you can fish your ball out of the water.
Yeah, basically. Daniel and Allie, they have some rough relationship stuff because Allie's parents are assholes.
Girl, they're 17. And her parents are assholes. Of course they're going to have problems. But their problems should be like, oh, we couldn't agree on which golf course to go to. I don't know. I didn't date
What?
much when I was 17.
Daniel thinks that she's getting back together with Johnny because he catches him
Boo hiss,
macking
Johnny.
good.
He sucks. He's putting tongue down her throat. She's punching him, kicking him, screaming in his face. And her parents liked him. If my parents saw a boy treating me like that, it would have been game over. We would have been leaving.
I mean, have you considered the fact that her parents may be Hitler adults?
They might be assholes.
They see a tall,
that.
strapping Hitler youth come to approach their daughter, and they're like, yes.
Thumbs down. He can suck it.
Her parents are like walking embodiments of somebody complaining to a country club manager.
They remind me so much of the parents of one of the characters in a book I just finished, and I'm not taking
so specific.
I know I'm not taking you down the rabbit hole because I was texting my dear friend Jordan because I was so mad at some of the parents in my book. But it's fine. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Everything turned out okay, just like it did in this movie. It's fine.
They get back together at golf and stuff again. So they drive 40 miles out of the way to get back together. Where, speaking of sticking tongue down throat, they have an aggressive kiss in front of the water slides.
I said to Gage, I had to look away because I was not prepared for how deep he was going to stick his tongue down her throat. And if there's one thing I hate to watch, it's people kissing with tongue.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not, it gives me an ick that is so visceral and so loud that I went, oh my God. Like, I just can't. And,
it's gross.
As an actress, if I was in a movie and someone was like, we want more passion, I'd say, okay, but you mean no tongue, right? Like, I don't want that someone else's tongue. I'm sure your breath is terrific. I am sure you're a great kisser. Stay away from me.
Keep it inside.
The tongue is for tasting, not for choking me to death by shoving it down my throat. Yuck, Callie. That's a quote to a TikTok that I like. That's going to be niche. That quote was for Gage only.
I thought you were calling out somebody that we went to school with, and I was like, what?
No. There's this TikToker that I really like, and she and her wife were doing a video, and the TikToker goes, the kiss, and the TikToker turns back to the camera and goes, this is my, I protect her with my life, blah, 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 best big sister ever. And the other wife, looks terrified, wipes her mouth, and goes, yuck, Callie. So I say it all the time.
So on Daniel's 18th birthday, he celebrates with Mr. Miyagi, who he says is his best friend, which seems like a theme of 80s movies where 18-year-olds are best friends with 50-year-old men.
It made me want to cry. I loved it. I think it was more of a father-son relationship, but
yeah,
maybe in Daniel's eyes it was best friends, but I definitely think Mr. Miyagi was like, this is my son.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mr. Miyagi makes him a cake. Wonderful.
Loved it. They're so
gives him
cute.
the gi.
Yes.
Wonderful. And gives him a car.
That I was like, hello? Does his mother know? Because let's circle back to in this fantasy world where I'm Lucille.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, hey, yo, Mr. Miyagi, that was really
I don't want you
sweet
spending
of
any
you.
more time with this man.
No, not even that. I'd be like, that's a lot. That's a huge gift. Like, are you sure? Like, this is, I don't know. I'd have to, I'm sure she's chatted with him before. Like, there seems to be a lot of trust. But the car is excessive. You know, I would feel weird about my parents even giving my kid a car just because that's such a huge gift.
Yeah, right? Well,
Yeah.
Mr. Miyagi does have 4.
I know, but I don't care.
How did he get those cars? He's an apartment maintenance man.
Maybe he buys them.
Seems
cheap
like he
and fixes
restores
up.
them.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Everybody's got a hobby. His is bonsai trees and fixing cars.
Right?
Good
Bonsai
habits.
Trees and Fixing Cars is the name of a memoir for the most annoying person you've ever met.
Oh no, where this going?
Bonsai Trees and Fixing Cars. 10 ways that you can trim
Or
up your
someone.
life.
Oh.
By Peter Jordanson. Up yours, woke moralists.
Why'd you sound like Kermit the Frog?
Because I was doing my Jordan Peterson impression.
Oh, okay, got it.
Now, there's this thing about moral relativism, and it's that it makes my daughter hate me.
Lord.
That's not true. He has a close relationship with his daughter.
Oh.
But welcome back to our Jordan Peterson podcast. So it's the time of the All Valley Karate Tournament. Daniel is unexperienced. He's never actually fought anyone. He basically just does a defensive mode of karate throughout the entire tournament, and he makes it all the way to the finals.
Yo, okay, I was screaming because, like I said, I was getting super, super into these scenes with the fighting. You're the best around. I was so into it, and I had to run upstairs. We were eating dinner while we were watching this. I was putting my dishes away. Gage goes, is it okay if I keep playing this? Do you care about the fight? I was like, you shut your mouth. I care about this fight more than I've cared about any sport because I know what the outcome is, but I am living for this. I'm telling you, when our nephew gets into like activities, if he does any sort of like competitive thing, I will be there and it's game over. I'm gonna be screaming. I'm gonna be waving my little flag. I'm gonna have a pin with his face on it. Game over. Done.
So throughout the matches, we see Daniel and Johnny making their way to the finals. Johnny is ruthless.
I hate Johnny.
Daniel is surviving by the skin of his teeth and kind of like falling backwards into his wins until he meets up with Bobby, who attacks his knee.
Now pause for a second
Yes.
before we talk about this. Gage told me that because it's an open tournament, they can do any sort of martial art they want.
I don't think that's what they meant by open.
Oh.
I think it meant it was open to anyone who wanted to sign up. Because it is the karate championship.
Okay, I was confused. I mean, I don't know. Once again, he has real life martial arts experience. I watched this, so
So in this injured state, Bobby gets disqualified. Immediately, it's like, I'm sorry.
sorry,
I didn't mean to do it. I just
shut up,
sorry.
Bobby. You don't even know. You little brat. You're listening to your crazy, scary, wild-eyed person sweep the leg. Girl, take a walk. These are
Okay,
children. It's not that
but-
deep.
To be fair, he might have murdered him if he didn't do that.
I
Like, he might
know.
have just ripped his head off.
I know.
in
but
the
these
middle
are
of the
literal
ring.
children. I will never understand. I was never on like a select team or anything, and I'm very much a proponent of we're just here to have fun.
Well, you're never gonna win.
Yeah, probably not unless it's like something I actually know I'm good at. I don't get competitive. Like, that's just not who I am.
Do you get competitive about reading?
No, I get competitive about singing. That's it.
I want to go to a karaoke battle night.
I did competitive vocal performance when I was in college, and I'm glad you did not come to any of those performances because...
Were you sweeping legs left and right?
I was sweeping music scores off the pianos. No, I'm just kidding. But, like...
You were J.K. Simmons in Whiplash.
I was. I just don't think there's any point to being that competitive that you're telling kids to, like, sabotage other kids.
No. Unless you want to win. Then...
Dude.
And you're living vicariously throughout these children.
I guess you're right, though, because I'm having flashbacks to when I played basketball in middle school were the parents like this at your school where they'd be, like...
Oh, my God.
Calling the kids names.
They were insane.
Yeah, I have a core memory. So my little neighbor friend played on the same team as me. She was a bigger girl. And this mom, Catholic school, middle school basketball B team, stood up, screamed to her daughter, "Take that big monster down!" My dad walked up to her and he goes, "Hey, she is 12. So maybe be kind." Anyway.
Yeah.
I just
Score
can't...
on that ugly child.
Literally,
that large, ugly child.
I just can't believe my dad says that. And, like, that girl was not necessarily the nicest, but, like, she was my friend and we did everything together. And, like, my parents drove her to basketball practice. And when my dad heard that, he walked over to this stranger and was like, "Hey, girl.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 12-year-old. She's just tall. Can you be nice? Like,
yeah, maybe don't.
Maybe don't yell that." Let me remind you again, this is Catholic school middle school.
B team basketball.
Anyway.
If you're gonna live, why not live vicariously?
I don't know.
Through the athletic endeavors of your children.
Oh my God, that was the same team that I was on where the coach made his daughter cry after every game. And I got into a really bad car accident, and my dad had recently said, "Hey, can you maybe not leave Anna on the bench? Once again, this is a B team. You're supposed to clear the bench." Mm-hmm. And the coach finally put me in only because I was scary looking from my car accident. I couldn't raise my arms above my head. My whole eye was tore up. I looked like Prince Zuko. It was bad.
Well, speaking of injuries, Daniel is in the locker room. The physician is like, he can't fight. He can't keep going.
Homeboy's leg
Daniel's
was
like,
wrecked.
Right? There's like, I can't quit. Then they will have won.
I mean, literally, yes. He's not wrong.
Mr. Miyagi uses pseudoscience to heal or just provide some pain relief.
Waved
I think that's
his
called
fingers
chiropractic.
Was he doing chiropractic? I think
don't know.
chiropractors are real. Like, I believe in them.
I mean, they're real people, but it's not a real thing.
I know, but I love watching videos of people getting their backs cracked.
Oh my God, I block everyone that pops up on TikTok.
Oh my God.
I'm
like,
I don't want this. I'm not going to support this.
I'm like, show more content.
You know that the dude who invented it was told about chiropractic by a ghost in a dream?
That's so real.
And he was like, that's how I'm going to do it. That's what I got to create now.
And
now it's covered by your insurance?
I don't know what to tell you. I know a lot of people who go, I'm not going to poo-poo on them. My mom thinks I should try going for my posture. I'm tempted, Dan. Is it because I just want to hear my back snap, crackle, and pop?
You should go to a physical therapist or an actual medical doctor.
I guess. Maybe I'll just go to Illinois and ask Gage's brother if he'll do it. He's a physical therapist.
Perfect.
I'll get him on the horn.
Perfect.
Fix my
should
back.
Then ask him his opinions on chiropractic.
He doesn't believe in them. He's very vocal about it.
Interesting. I wonder why. Maybe because he's a real doctor.
He's very vocal about it.
So, final match. Johnny's about to be declared the winner by default, but Daniel makes it just in time, limping, barely alive.
He should be sitting down. He should be putting no weight on that leg. Homeboy's gonna mess up something.
It ends up being tied 2-2. Johnny sweeps Daniel's leg. Unethical, but legal.
Always sweeping each other's legs.
Sweep the leg.
Gross.
So,
that man has got to have, like, a problem. You know, he goes home and he probably just, like, punches himself
I
to
think
feel
he goes
something.
home and furiously masturbates looking into a mirror.
Ew, that's somehow worse.
Like, just, like how you start up a lawnmower, like, furiously cranking it.
I just feel like he's never smiled. I feel like children and puppies are afraid of him. I feel like his family no longer talks to him. And I don't know if that's because of, you know, what the war did to him. I think he'd benefit from therapy.
His home is unfurnished. There's one chair.
Does he at least have, like, a bed frame?
He has a bed frame and a mattress and one sheet and one pillow.
Oh, God! No!
He sleeps flat on his back, center of the bed, 2 arms laid to the
Soldier
side of
position.
him, palms down.
Yuck!
He wakes up and
Does he have a
sits
headboard?
straight up. No.
Okay.
Of course he doesn't have a headboard. Who do you think he is?
We just got our first headboard and I feel so put together.
He doesn't even have a clock.
He wakes up on his body's alarm clock.
He sleeps blinds open.
He probably doesn't even close his eyes. Like a vampire.
Door open, blinds open. His aura keeps everybody out.
Oh, he's got an alarming aura.
So, tied 2-2. Daniel is in a bad state, but he gets in crane stance.
That's so iconic. You see him take the stance and we're all pooping our pants with anticipation. I can't imagine seeing this in theaters for the first time. Can you?
I would assume everybody would be cheering.
I would have been screeching.
Mm-hmm.
Circle back to I was treating this as though we're my child at a karate.
You were screeching at home.
I was at like, yes, Daniel, kick him.
Johnny lunges at him. Daniel kicks him in the face.
Period.
Wins the match. Becomes
I can't
the
believe
champion.
a face kick is illegal and you get points for that. That's crazy.
You briefly see a poster in the background that has the rules, and no kicks to the face is one of the rules.
Yeah,
but I think because it looked cool
it.
enough, they let it happen.
They let it slide so many times. They're like, ah. Is the chin
what?
really the face? Is the cheek really the face? Is the eyeball really the face?
Is the face the face? I don't know.
I've never seen
I
a
didn't
face
see anything.
before, literally.
Look, I saw him kick. I saw the other man fall.
Mm-hmm.
I did not see foot connect with face.
I can't tell you where the foot
Perhaps it could
hit.
have been neck. Could have been crown.
Mm-hmm. Could have been
Perhaps
collarbone.
back of head, collarbone. All of these are potential areas where that foot could have even not touched him. But the force of the air.
He just
coming
got
from the
scared
foot.
and fell down.
His body just kind of did that.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny hands Daniel the trophy himself. He's gained his respect.
Girl, take a walk. That's what is it? Dan, did I ever tell you one time I was on Tinder and I was talking to a guy and I was like, we've been talking for a while and I was like, I'm kind of annoyed, blah, blah, blah. This thing happened with a friend. And he's like, why don't you just fight? I said, excuse me?
What?
He said, if I get mad at my friends, I just punch them and then we punch each other and then we're better. And I said, okay, this isn't going to work. This is not going to last.
Let's not do that.
I said, that's psychotic.
The crowd carries Daniel out on their shoulders. He is the champion.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Miyagi smiles. Freeze frame. Roll credits. I know movies that have falling action, and they're all cowards.
Mm-hmm. This,
Perfect.
it's like gambling. Stop while you're hot.
Stop on a high.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the Karate Kid.
Love it. Iconic film. I may joke about it a lot, but this is such a good movie.
It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's so fun.
Yeah. It's camp. It's very 80s in a lot of ways, but it's so good.
It's also everything like all good sports movies make you want to cheer at the end of them.
Absolutely.
And absolutely everybody wants to cheer at the end of this. Are you kidding me?
Yes.
We're all in on 22-year-old Ralph Macchio and his
Playing a
lithe,
12-year-old.
skinny body.
He looks like such a little
Muscle-free.
kid. I've never seen a lankier person. Just kidding. I have looked in a
Tiniest
mirror.
nipples you've ever seen.
Wasn't paying attention to that, damn. Can't speak to that.
But yeah, like it's so. No one is watching this being like, "Oh my gosh, new ground is being broken."
Not anymore.
It's all archetype. It's all hero is all good, villain is all bad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But when that's done well, it's done well.
Amen. I love it. I love it. There's just nothing else to say. I love it so much.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's... It just is so iconic. I know I said that before. I know I'm repeating myself. There's nothing about this film I would change. Maybe a few minor things just due to, like, time.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, for being made in the 80s, it holds up relatively well as a film. It's still enjoyable to watch. It's got that great nostalgia. It's just a good movie.
Yes. 100%. There's a lot of trivia about it.
I cannot wait to hear it. Let's go.
Pat Morita designed the bonsai logo on the back of the gi.
That's iconic. I love it.
The referee in the last match was Pat E. Johnson, who was the fight instructor and choreographer for the movie.
Oh, I gotta be so real with you for a second. Did you think that the mustache that ref had was the most iconic thing you've ever seen?
Immediately, I was like, I want to be like him when I grow up.
Yeah.
Just facial hair alone.
I loved it.
Also, Johnny's semifinal opponent, Daryl Vidal, was the stunt double for Pat Morita, who did the crane kick.
Ooh.
Like when he was doing the crane kicks on the beach, that was actually him.
Mm-hmm.
And he is a black belt in karate.
Okay, slay.
Bobby Brown, the actor who played Bobby Brown, choreographed his own fight scenes because he had a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Okay, good for him.
In France, it was originally released as Le Moment de Vérité, the moment of truth.
That's like... Wait, does verity mean like
Truth.
Verity?
Verite.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Verite.
That's so like... That's a sexy title.
It did not stick, and every other release has been called Karate Kid.
Ooh, karate.
With the accent on the E.
Ooh, oui. Karate. That's so... Ooh, I feel rich.
All of the actors playing the high schoolers were older than that.
Yeah, classic.
All the Cobra Kai's 19, 22, and 23.
Mm-hmm.
Ralph Macchio and Pat Morita were kept separate from the Cobra Kai actors.
To create anger. To create
to
cognitive
have a distance.
dissonance.
And the John Kreese was kept away from them as well because he was supposed to be cold and distant with his students.
I don't get that. Like, I could never do this. If they were like, oh, don't talk to this person, they'd pull up to the set and I'd be like, hey, girl, I know we're, like, not friends, but I'm not going to not include you. It feels rude.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't have an Oscar, you know. That's the only reason.
While they were filming the All Valley Karate Tournament, in order to make it seem like a more authentic karate tournament, they hosted a real karate tournament.
Oh, period.
All the background fights were actual competitors in that karate tournament.
That's so cool. I love that.
Right?
That's cute.
The scene where Mr. Miyagi is mourning his wife and child. Producers in the studio wanted that scene cut because
Why?
they thought it slowed the movie down.
No, I thought it gave so much more depth to Mr. Miyagi.
Pat Morita, when it was kept in, said that it earned him an Academy Award nomination, keeping that scene in. Yeah.
I would agree. Like I said, it just gave so much more body and depth to the character.
Also, Pat Morita is American. Like, he was born in America. He does not have an accent. He has an American accent. He has a California accent, or had a California accent.
Cha, leave that scene in.
Wax on, wax off.
Ew! Oh, God. It sounds like he's flirting.
Sweep the leg.
Nice.
When they were fighting in the skeletons, Billy Zabka hit Ralph Macchio in the jaw with a roundhouse at full force.
That's so real. I love it. Iconic.
Ralph Macchio had to spend 3 days eating meals through a straw.
Oh, God. Did he say, owie?
Ouchie, ouch.
Guys, that really hurt.
This was Ralph Macchio's second movie.
Okay.
His first movie was The Outsiders.
It was what?
It was The Outsiders. With Rob Lowe and Tom Cruise.
I'm full crying. I'm crying right now. Oh my God.
Stay gold, pony boy.
Oh my God. I'm gonna have to go listen to music from the musical after this.
This was Elizabeth Shue and Billy Zabka's first movies.
And then Elizabeth Shue went on to play Jennifer, right? In Back to the Future?
Yes, in Back to the Futures 2 and 3.
Yes.
She was known for being in a bunch of commercials.
Oh, slay. Commercials can make you a ton of money. Get it, girl.
Right? Daniel's original last name was Weber, changed to LaRusso when they cast an Italian.
Oh, really? That's the only reason?
Yes.
Do you know that Italian people can still have the last name Weber?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Allegedly, Sean Penn was offered the role.
I know that he was young once. I just can never picture it.
I just picture him so...
It stops at I Am
leathery.
Sam for me.
Yeah. Charlie Sheen also turned it down.
That's another one. Can't picture him young.
Yeah, seeing him in, like, Ferris Bueller.
Yeah, that's where he's, like, in jail, right?
Yeah, it's just like a jump scare. I'm like, youth.
Yeah, I'm like, who's that?
Crispin Glover was considered for Johnny
no.
Lawrence. That
Oh,
wouldn't work at
no
all,
way. Imagine him wiggling up.
right?
He's so wormy.
You want me? What do you want? You want me to sweep the leg?
Sweep the leg.
Oh,
That's my girl. Like, it's giving.
You get your hands off of her, you
Literally.
Italian man.
Oh my God. It's giving. Ellie, you broke up, but I didn't. Oh, God. Gross.
Don't you pour water on me, shower boy.
Period.
And the working title for the movie was East Meets West in West.
That's the worst thing I've ever heard. It hurt my ears to listen to you say that.
It hurt to say.
That was like, they were like, quick, we need a working title, and somebody like spit something out, and they're like, that's fine.
Sure.
That was an intern giving that title.
Would this movie be better, worse, or the same with Jonathan Taylor Thomas as Daniel LaRusso?
Can you imagine? First of all, I think it would be about the same.
I do too.
They have the
Very
same
similar.
energy, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Similar energy. I
agree. Around the same.
I think it'd be the same. I would love to know what you think of oh my God.
Jimmy Stewart
Yeah, but as
Mr. Miyagi.
No.
Oh, you want me to
The
do
other dojo
a
coach, I'm having
Japanese
a brain
accent?
fart.
Okay.
No. No, the other dojo guy.
Oh my god.
The mean one.
Yeah. as John Kreese.
I feel like he'd have his shorts all the way up to his like boobs,
Nipples.
his chest. Yeah.
Yeah.
His black belt would be tied right under his chest.
Jimmy, you know that you don't need to wear that as a binder. What's a binder?
You crazy
belt.
kids, go do
That's
knuckle
where I
push-ups.
wear my belt. Sweep the leg, Johnny. No mercy.
I can picture him a whistle hanging around his neck.
Go and give me 40 knuckle push-ups.
No.
I want you to murder that child. It would be markedly worse. It would be so much worse with Jimmy Stewart.
Love to see it. Just a sample.
On a scale of 1 to 5,000 hours spent in traffic, what do you give this?
5. I have to.
Yeah.
There's just no room for anything else. I love it. It's iconic, like I said. It's just so good. It's so good, Dan. I don't know. How about you?
I want to give it lower, but I'll give it a 5. Whatever.
You want
I'm
to give it
vibing.
lower?
Yeah. I'm not though. You should be
Proud of
happy
you.
about
I am
this.
happy. I just.
Anything else to add?
I don't think so. This is just a good movie, and my mom's definitely seen it before, even though she said she hasn't. I think
Yeah.
she's a liar.
Even if she hasn't consciously seen it, this has also been so ubiquitous in culture
Yes,
that,
it's just definitely been out there.
yeah, osmosisly she has seen it.
Yeah.
So, that is it for this week's episode of In Conclusion. If you want to support us, we are on social media, on Facebook and Twitter at and In Conclusion, on Instagram at In Conclusion Podcast, on Patreon at patreon.com/In Conclusion. I am on Twitter at Dan O'Keefe 86 and on TikTok at Not Dan O'Keefe. Anna, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at AutomusPrimate1 or you can find me on Twitter at AutobotsRollOut, capital O for Auto, capital B for Bots, capital R for Roll, and the O in Roll, and the O in Out are zeros.
Beautiful. We'll be back next week with The Karate Kid 2, Red, White, and Karate.
Excuse me?
That's not the actual
Oh,
subtitle.
thank God.
There
I
is no
was
subtitle.
thinking of red, white, and blonde. Is that why you said that?
Yes, that's why I said that.
okay. Just making sure.
In the meantime, everybody, stay safe and have fun. Bye-bye.
Bye. Honestly, Dan, it's a great ride. Like, I gotta give the devil his due that rides a sleigh.